Hi there everyone, this is Laura here and I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up. This is my fourth part of a series of creating the sketches that I found on page 22 in the annual catalogue. So they're just down here, they're very little, and I've gone ahead and created all 22 of them using the DSP called Country Woods, so the design and print Country Woods, and I've also used the Country Flowers stamp set and die bundle. Okay, so I'm going to dive straight in here with, this is sketch number 18, and you can see it's just really stunning, very easy to put together. So the dimensions that I've done for that, let me just bring in my little sketchbook that I've done. So I've done A, B and C are all the same size and they're cut at 3 5/8 by 1 3/8. Then D here is the dovetailed piece, that is cut at 4 by 5/8, and the circle I'd probably go up no bigger than 2 1/4 inches in size for that one there. So with A, B and C they could be all different colours, or as you can see on this one here, I actually decided to use the same DSP for all three and it's turned out absolutely stunning. And as I said, I think 2 1/4 is about the maximum you want to go in the circle. When you get too big you'll start losing a big chunk of A and B, and then it won't look so well balanced. So that is sketch number 18. Sketch number 19 has 12 circles on it and then one dovetailed piece through the center here. With the circles, I wouldn't go any bigger than 3/4 of an inch. Now in saying that, they don't have to just be circles. They could be individual icons, but you would just want to stick to around 3/4 of an inch. Then A, I cut that at 3 5/8 by 5/8. Now I also opted to add in a background matting, which I cut it at 5 1/4 by 4, and that background matting I actually cut it just in white as well and just 3D raised it just to give it a little bit of extra point of interest. Then I've got my little circles which are cut at the 3/4 of an inch, and then I've even added on the little tiny flowers into the center of those circles, and then I just dressed up my little banner through the center there with a bit of twine. So it is a very, very cute little card there, and it was really easy to put together. It was a little bit time consuming. I made sure I used a ruler and I did the bottom row first, then I did the top row, and then I lined in the rest of the rows, leaving that gap there for that 3/4, that 5/8 width banner. Okay, so that is sketch 19. Sketch 20, very, very basic, but can be dressed up so beautifully. So this is it here. It is 2 pieces. It's A, which is 4 3/4 by 4, and then B, which I did at 3/4 by 2 3/4. So it's just those 2 pieces. Then what I did was I went ahead and stamped an image, and I actually added it to the paper. I adhered it to the paper and trimmed off the excess before adding it to my actual card. And I just chose to stick with a really rustic DSP here, adding a bit of twine for interest, and then just popping the sentiment straight on there. So if you're looking to make something really quick and easy, this is definitely one of the sketches that you can, dive into, but it's turned out absolutely beautiful. It's almost one of my favorite ones. Okay, sketch number 20. Actually, I'll just bring this up taller so that you can see sketch 20. So sketch 21, the second last one. This one I thought was going to be a real challenge for me, adding circles to a rectangle, being off center, real kilter, but it turned out fantastic. So this here is this sketch 21. So the sizes that I've done for that one there is A and B, the circles, I would only go up to 2 3/4. I really wouldn't go any bigger than that, and you could probably bring it down to 2 1/4, but I wouldn't go any smaller than that. You want to sort of sit in around that 2 3/4 mark. Then C, which is the rectangle in the background, is 3 1/4 inches by 4, and then D is just the sentiment piece, and I'm saying this is up to this size, so 1/2 by 3. Okay, so that there, so it all overlaps beautifully, and then I have just offset it to the top and to the left a little bit, and just really, it's really come together quite aesthetically nicely. So that was a challenge for me, but I'm really, really pleased with how that one worked out. And then I just added that little bit of twine beneath the sentiment to add a little point of interest. Okay, so that is sketch 21, and we're just coming into our very last sketch here of sketch 22. So we've got A, which is cut at 5 1/4 by 3 1/4, then B, which is the sentiment piece here, which I've cut that at 3.5 by half, and then C and D are the same size. Doesn't look at my sketch, but they really are, and then 1.5 inch squares. And so this is the result of that last sketch. And again, this one I saw it as a bit of a challenge, but once I put it together, it really came out beautifully. So with this one here, I just stamped some background stamping onto those squares to just coordinate it with the DSP, and then added those tiny little bit of sentiments. So you can see how easy that one came, and I even added a little bit of detail by just putting a diagonal cut on that piece that ran through the center there. So that is all of the sketches created now from the annual catalogue, and I hope you have enjoyed this series of learning all of my cut sizes and how it will hopefully make it really easy for you to dive in and create a really wonderful range of cards. You could create all 22 for friends and bundle them up, and how beautiful it is to really challenge yourself to just use one DSP and one stamp set and die cut set, and just see the varying differences that you can create with that and the sketches. So thanks so much for joining me here. I've really appreciated you following along. Bye.